A nationwide protest finds its way to Muncie. Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, find out why Muncie locals come together to show their support.
Plus, a gunman opens fire in a California bar. Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, the reactions from the victims' friends and family.
Cool temperatures continue, but snow flurries are to come. When to expect those? Coming up in my full forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ethan Gerald.
And I'm Brittany Arman. Thanks for joining us.
Citizens around the nation are protesting tonight regarding the replacement of former Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
NewsLink Indiana's Emerson Lehman is live in the newsroom with more. Emerson?
Of former Attorney General Jeff Sessions and the appointment of acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker has citizens all over the country concerned. Protests covered the nation today. Citizens concerned with the resignation of Attorney General Jeff Sessions and its effect on the Robert Mueller investigation. Muncie was no exception. Over 30 protesters took to the sidewalk outside Muncie City Hall this evening, looking to make their voices and even car horns heard. Voices like Nancy Woods, who feels President Trump should welcome Mueller's probe.
If the president has nothing to hide, then I think he should welcome this investigation so that there'd be no more questions for the rest of his term.
Noblesville native and Ball State student Robert Coleman is responsible for organizing the protest, saying it is important for citizens in all cities to have a voice.
It's important that all communities share their voices and show that they care about the current events that are happening, because their opinion matters just as much as the big cities.
Coleman feels that the event was a great way for Muncie to be heard.
It's a chance to show what they believe in and show everybody that they're not just going to take these events, they're going to show that they care and they're not going to lie down about it. And those protesters arrived and left throughout the course of the evening. There was about 35 to 40 total, and they were expected to stay until 8 p.m. Live in the newsroom, Emerson Lehman, NewsLink, Indiana.
Emerson, thank you. Well, 12 people were killed in a shooting late Wednesday night at Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks, California. CNN's Mary Maloney has the story.
Oh, God, this is so hard. Oh, son, I love you so much.
I can't imagine the stress, can't imagine what the families are going through.
An all too familiar dispatch as police get word of another mass shooting, this time in Thousand Oaks, California.
410-3, we got multiple people down. We need a lot of ambulances.
Sheriff's investigators have identified the gunman. They say he was a former Marine and known to law enforcement.
We do not have any indicators of other associates or there are no other threats to the Los Angeles area.
The horror began around 11:20 p.m. when the gunman entered the Borderline Bar and Grill. The country bar was hosting a college night, and it was packed with students.
He shot the cashier, just a young girl. He just started shooting, and I should have stayed till he changed his clip. But I was worried about my boy.
Hours after the shooting, loved ones were desperate for answers. Some receiving the news no parent wants to hear. At least a dozen people were killed, including Sheriff's Deputy Ron Hewless, who was one of the first to respond.
Gave his all, as I told his wife. He died a hero.
In honor of his sacrifice, a procession traveled with Hewless's body as he was taken from the hospital to the examiner's office. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Governor Eric Holcomb requested flags at state facilities across Indiana be flown at half-staff to honor the victims of the shooting.
A Muncie teen has been charged with possession of a knife following his arrest at Muncie Central High School last week. 18-year-old Montrez Lamont Willen wore a backpack to appear as a student. Student and faculty were unaware his bag contained a hatchet. Willen was charged with a Class B misdemeanor. He could face up to 180 days in jail. Willen has also been given a no trespass order, telling him to stay away from all Muncie school facilities. A teen father is facing charges tonight after being accused of shaking his son. 19-year-old Daniel Good was arrested on preliminary charges of battery and neglect of a dependent. At first, Good denied the allegations, but later confessed. He told police he was stressed his 4-month-old son would not stop crying. Police say Good's son was not injured. Good was also arrested back in May and charged with battery resulting in bodily injury to a pregnant woman, but that case was dismissed in June. Good remains in the Delaware County Jail on a $10,000 bond. I know that it's been cold today and we can expect some flurries coming up.
You know, hopefully not too much snow. Peyton, just give us the bad news.
You know what, Brittany and Ethan, flurries are on their way, but right now across McKinley Avenue, temperatures are pretty chilly, 39 degrees, but it feels like 33 degrees, so you want that heavy jacket if you're headed out and about today. Across the state, though, similar story. We're seeing temperatures well within the low 40s to upper 30s. We're seeing 41 degrees in Indianapolis, 37 degrees in Fort Wayne as well as in Kokomo. And now winter is beginning to set in on us, and with that is some preparedness. You're going to want to keep sure you're bundling up, keep an eye on your gas tank as you don't want that to get too low, and prepare yourself an emergency kit for your car as well as your home for any friends, family as well. Keep them in touch during these cooler months. But again, some flurries are going to be on their way, and I'm tracking that in my full forecast.
Thanks, Peyton. Indiana House Democrats have picked up at least one seat in Tuesday's elections. Now they wait for additional results that could break the chamber's Republican supermajority. Heading into Election Day, Republicans held supermajorities of more than 2/3 in both the Indiana House and Senate. That allowed them to pass bills even if all Democrats boycotted votes. They also led 2 other races. The outcome of a 4th race remains unclear today, as Indiana's Porter County still has not released any election results.
Well, Senator Todd Young has launched a bid to become chairman of the National Republican Senate Committee during the 2020 election cycle. A vote will be held next Wednesday to confirm Young's election campaign. The senator has the support of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and outgoing chairman Cory Gardner. Young is the first person to launch their bid for the position. And Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg fractured 3 ribs after a fall late last night. She was admitted to George Washington University Hospital for observation this morning. According to the Supreme Court Public Information Officer, Ginsburg was in her office at the court when she fell. Judge Ginsburg has been a member of the Supreme Court since 1993.
Forget surfing the web. Find out how these Ball State students are skating their way to the top.
And after a few renovations, this local attraction is preparing to reopen for business. Those stories and more coming up.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, she seems fine to me.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was drunk.
No more, he was drunk.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, why didn't she tell anyone?
No more, we don't talk about that.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Now to a story we first brought you a few weeks ago. Muncie's Epic Escape Game room that was broken into will reopen November 14th. Muncie's Epic Escape Game room has been preparing for its reopening by installing new equipment to keep the store safe. With new purchases of cameras, monitors, and locks, the game room should be ready to open within the next week. The store will also have lights placed on the outside of the building for extra precaution. Owner Kathy O'Neill says the public is excited for the game room to reopen.
We're just looking forward to the holidays. That's a big time, you know, for us. And I know the staff is anxious to get back, and we have people writing to us every day. They really want to come in, and I'm anxious for them to come in.
The Escape Game Room's hours are Wednesday through Saturday from 1 to 9 and Sundays from 1 to 7. It's not every day students from Ball State go viral on the internet. NewsLink Indiana's Destiny Johnson introduces us to a few freshmen whose roller skating video caught the attention of many viewers on social media.
Skating can be a way to unleash your invisible wings. For Ball State students Deontay Parrish, Chris Pinnick, and Solomon Howard, campus became their rink and skating drew them into the spotlight.
So I started skating with my brother all the time. We used to skate a lot, go to the skating rink like every weekend. That's why I found my passion for it.
A Twitter video of them skating in their dorm room doing an internet challenge called In My Feelings unexpectedly went viral.
Honestly, that was very unexpected. Like that wasn't even our best video for that recording, and it was a spontaneous thing, and it's unbelievable, honestly. And I was really happy. We was all excited. It was pretty cool, honestly.
They plan to start a club on Ball State's campus soon to give lessons and share some of their moves.
We do plan on starting a club here at Ball State. We don't know the details just yet, but we are figuring it out. We're trying to get a team of people together to help it out. So if anybody's interested, they could contact us via email.
For more information, contact Deontay Parrish at dparrish@bsu.edu.
The video now has already accumulated over 80,000 likes on Twitter and is continuing to grow each day.
A report from the CDC finds 74 cases of salmonella illnesses across the country and 1 death in California. Since July, 164 people have gotten sick in 35 states. 63 people became so sick that they had to be hospitalized. Many of those affected reported eating or preparing different types of turkey products purchased from multiple locations. The CDC says the outbreak strain has been found in both live turkeys and many kinds of raw turkey products. And what can we expect coming up in weather, Peyton?
You know, temperatures are only going to continue to fall. We're going to be seeing some flurries within the next 24 hours, and we'll have more of that coming up in my full forecast.
Okay.
For those who serve today, and those who served before them, for those whose sacrifice will never end, the Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySineseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all.
Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
October's over and winter is fast approaching. I just want to know when we can expect our first major flurry.
You know, flurries are on their way, but how much is going to be determined within the next 24 hours. We're going to be seeing some flurries around, but temperatures, though, are going to stay relatively chilly. We're going to see temperatures well within 30 degrees right now across the state. We're seeing 41 degrees in Indianapolis, 37 degrees up in Fort Wayne, and 37 also in Kokomo. And it's not much different here in Muncie. Across McKinley Avenue, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 30s, 39 degrees to be exact. Feels like 33 degrees out there, so you're going to want that heavier jacket if you're headed out and about tonight. Now, taking a look at radar, we're currently watching this low pressure system make its way through Missouri to central and southern Illinois. That's going to be making its way northeastward to our viewing area within the next 24 hours. But right now overhead, we're just seeing some cloud cover. Nothing too crazy, but this will increase as the evening hours roll through. We're going to be seeing dense cloud cover continue throughout tonight, and we're going to see temperatures even farther to 34 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies again, and the wintry mix is the potential for this evening through tomorrow morning. And breaking this down for you and what to expect within your morning commute, right here at 4 a.m. is going to be seeing the majority of it. We're going to be seeing some of our viewing area impacted by some flurries, nothing to note in accumulation, just some flurries again, but this is going to continue throughout your morning commute. So pay attention when you're out on the roads. 9 a.m. though, we're going to be seeing mostly cloud cover impacting our entire viewing area, but this is going to go off and on all day tomorrow. But right here at 8 p.m., we're going to be seeing this completely move out of our viewing area, just being impacted by some cloud cover. And again, this is going to be our first flurry of the season that we can see potential snow sticking. 35 degrees at 8 in the morning. This is going to continue again off and on tomorrow. Just to reiterate, be careful on the roadways as slick conditions may be potential. But within the next few days for this weekend, we're going to see temperatures, again, some sunshine and relief in sight. 34 degrees here on Saturday, but note those breezy conditions, so you might want that heavier jacket again if you're headed out and about. But for Veterans Day, we're going to be seeing some temperatures a little bit warmer. We're going to see 42 degrees, partly sunny skies in the next 7 days. Those cooler trend is going to be continuing. We're going to see some low temperatures dip well within the low 20s on Saturday evening, and the next chance for some rainfall falls right here on Monday afternoon and evening, and into Tuesday is our next chance to see some snow flurries. So again, nothing to note in accumulation within the next 24 hours. But again, the flurries are here and they're starting in November.
You know, I have to say, I'm not happy to hear that, but at least we get some snow, then we get a little break, and then a little more snow. It's better in phases. Thank you so much for that, Peyton. Well, Sam, what can we expect coming up in sports?
Well, tonight we are looking at the Ball State women's basketball team's efforts against Purdue last night, as well as the end of the women's volleyball team's regular season. That and more coming up in sports.
Isn't this perfect?
It was my pleasure. May I?
Adam, I can't thank you enough for saving me from that sweepstakes scam. I could have lost everything.
It was a classic cat and mouse game. Remember, you never have to pay to play.
You're my hero.
Oh.
After all these years. What's the matter, Adam? Cat got your tongue?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Sam Sherman with sports. After the men's basketball team won their season opener versus Indiana State, the women's basketball squad looked to do the same as they opened their 2018-19 campaign against the Purdue Boilermakers, beginning their quest to win their first MAC championship since 2009. NewsLink Indiana's Ben Acker has coverage of Wednesday night's game.
Cardinals opened up their season Tuesday night at Worth Arena against the Purdue Boilermakers, but Purdue started off strong and never looked back. The Cardinals' offense struggled throughout the night, only managing to put up 38 points in the loss. Despite the offense struggling, Coach Sally took much of the blame for the team's blowout loss.
Yeah, I mean, again, I got to be better. You know, I got to have us better offensively, better ready to execute. I mean, so again, it's the same thing I started with. It starts right here, and you know, again, they're giving the effort and all that kind of stuff, and so I got to have them ready to go. So our struggles on offense were on me.
The Cardinals are a much younger team than last year, with guard Jasmine Sams being the lone upperclassman in the starting lineup Wednesday night. Even in the loss, Coach Sally said that the young team will grow with each game. Sams also touched on the things the team needs to work on heading into Sunday's matchup against Cleveland State.
It's the little things. Can we rebound? Are we going to stay with the game plan? Are we going to stay in the game just mentally? And that's something we're going to have to work on with the 3 freshmen and the other 3 that are coming off the bench and everyone else who's playing, including me. It's just doing all the little things that we know that we can do.
Sams and the rest of the women's basketball team will be back in action at 1 p.m. at Worthing Arena Sunday versus the Cleveland State Vikings.
The Cardinals will be looking for their first win on Sunday. Tip-off is set for 2 in the afternoon. While basketball is just getting started, the volleyball season is starting to come to a close. The first of the Ball State women's volleyball team's 2 final regular season games was tonight in Toledo. The Cardinals needed to win tonight and this Saturday for a chance at the #1 MAC seed in the MAC tournament. In addition to winning out, the Cardinals would also need Bowling Green to lose one of their final 2 matches and Miami of Ohio to lose both of theirs. With the win tonight against Toledo, Ball State did clinch the 2018 MAC West title to successfully defend their title earned last year. Leading the way tonight for the Cardinals was 5-time MAC West setter of the week, Amber Seaman, with 30 assists on the night. The Cardinals swept the Rockets in 3 straight sets, their 14th 3-set sweep this season. The team will wrap up the regular season at home on Saturday. The Ball State cross-country team will be sending 3 of its members to the 2018 NCAA Great Lakes Tournament, in Terre Haute, Indiana. Representing Ball State will be juniors Meliza Rodriguez and Lauren Whitehouse, as well as sophomore Emmeline Tarsa. Each member could reach the 2018 NCAA National Championship if they're among the first 4 finishers from a non-qualifying team. We wish those runners well tomorrow and hoping for a successful Ball State Cardinals sports weekend.
We sure do. We wish them the best of luck. All right. Well, coming up, 2 black holes are seen merging for the first time ever.
And Antarctica has some ice-breaking news. All that and more up next on Trending.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously, Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
Welcome back to the show. Time now to take a look at what's trending.
And joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Joel Riley. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, I hope you guys are ready for a little adventure because we are going to outer space.
Wow.
Astronomers have witnessed 2 galaxies and black holes merge together for the first time ever. This occurred after 2 different black holes got a close enough look to each other as they merged together. As black holes closed in, they began to release gravitational waves. According to astrophysicist Michael Koss, he said galactic mergers might be a way of growing black holes. This is also the first time that gravitational waves have been directly observed. And coming right back to Earth, NASA scientists got a close look at a giant iceberg that broke off in Antarctica. A group of scientists on a plane were alerted on their radar that there was an issue. Little did they know, one of the icebergs began to show giant cracks that then formed another glacier. Scientists at NASA are saying that these glaciers are 5 times the size of Manhattan and have made links to global climate. NASA says that as the world's land-based glaciers melt with warming temperatures, particularly in Greenland and Antarctica, global sea level is rising. NASA also says that this iceberg is the largest in recent memory. So I don't know about you guys, but these 2 stories kind of sum up how my week has been going. You know, Monday, things were kind of breaking apart, and, you know, I wasn't really sure what was going on. And then as the week went by, it collided and fused, and, you know, tomorrow's Friday. See how that works?
You know, and those glaciers, I mean, it's really interesting to see what's happening on our planet. I mean, in different ways we need to do to keep it together, because it's literally falling apart.
Especially in Antarctica. Speaking of Antarctica as well, it was so cold. Walking to class today.
Was it colder than here? It's kind of tough to beat.
Yeah, you know, it might have been. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not entirely sure.
And then with those black holes in space, I mean, we don't know what's going on up there. And just to see that
First
type
time
of
that's
news.
ever happened, a black hole, like that's kind of frightening.
It's scary.
Who knows what that would lead to?
A lot of scary news and trending. Well, thank you so much, Joel, for that. And hopefully those glaciers don't come in Indiana because it's cold.
I'm not expecting any glaciers to impact our forecast, but right now we are seeing cooler temperatures, and right now you're looking at the regional radar as this low pressure system moves through St. Louis and into southern and central Illinois, bringing some of the snowfall to northwestern Indiana and parts of Michigan, as well as the suburbs of Chicago. We're going to see the most impacts from the system. We're going to be seeing some of the remnants of this here in Muncie, but just some flurries, nothing to a note in accumulation. But for the most part, we're going to be just seeing some cooler temperatures as we continue. And the next 7 days are going to be relatively cooler than what we have been seeing now. Friday, tomorrow, we're going to be in the 40s, but this weekend is going to drop down even farther. Unfortunately, not the cool off we really wanted, but 34 degrees is going to be our high on Saturday, and those overnight lows are going to drop into the 20s, and our next chance for some snowfall is going to actually happen on Tuesday with a 40% chance of seeing those flurries again. So again, flurries tomorrow, but within the next 7 days, it's just going to be rather cool right here in central Indiana.
Okay, and when can you did talk about those icy, slick roads that I know we don't want to see. When can we expect that with the snow?
So as this system moves through, we're going to be seeing most of these impacts tonight late as well as into tomorrow morning. So if you're traveling and commuting for work, you're going to be wanting to take it extra slow, maybe give yourself 10 to 15 minutes extra just for some commutes, as some people don't necessarily drive the best within that first snowfall.
All right, well, thank you so much for that, Peyton. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.